Hello, welcome to Day One Patch Podcast, episode 172. I'm your host, Ryan Johnson. We got Adrian Petty here.
Hi.
We got Matt Lawrence.
What's going on?
Just typing away.
I was actually looking up NES Classics for Adrian.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Apparently, this is a big debate whether it's a NES or NES, and same with SNES or SNES.
I go back and forth. I don't even have a consistent thing on it. I'll call
They
it NES or
did a
SNES.
poll, and I think most people said SNES, which I prefer. The SNES.
Well, it is an
sounds weird.
acronym. You're technically supposed to say SNES.
Yeah, but even with acronyms that look like you can pronounce them, most people will pronounce. You know what I mean?
Oh, because one is an initialism, one is an acronym. Those are not the same.
Right.
All right.
We talked about this before. I
Yeah.
had explained the difference.
Top stories include Vivendi reportedly going to pursue a full takeover of Ubisoft within this year. So things could get pretty dicey.
Oh, yeah.
Call of Duty WWII was announced. I refuse to call it World War II because they wrote it WW2. So I'm going to call it...
And then people are just
Call
going
of
to cut
Duty.
you off in conversations.
What do you mean?
Call of Duty,
WW2.
WW. Oh, so you were playing COD.
Yeah.
Like, you're just going to cut you right off.
They had an announcement trailer and like a half an hour interview with the developers and the cast. So we'll talk about that. Xbox is discussing Netflix for games and upping their first party investment. They have a lot of criticism for not having the greatest of first party titles, or at least not many of them.
or any of them at all.
Any of them,
People
yeah.
getting canceled.
Yeah, so. And that's about it. Pretty short news week. So if you guys have a query corner question, if you can think of one by the end of the show, that'd be great.
Yeah, I got one.
Because we're probably going to run out in about
It'll
half an hour
probably be
now.
NES Classic related.
No.
No, I got
we,
one.
We did that one already.
I have a legit one ready.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Don't forget it.
I won't.
All right. We're going to start off with what's new. Adriano, what's new with you?
Oh, nothing. Just got my fucking tax return. Oh, yeah. Guess how much it was.
$100.
All right, I'm going to ask somebody who deals with taxes, man. How much do you think I got?
I don't know, $500?
More than double that.
Holy shit.
1,200 back.
Come on.
Yeah.
See, here's mine right here, $69.
Nice. I get those too every once in a while. I think mine are in the 72 area. Yeah, I also started playing Breath of the Wild.
And what's your opening opinions?
You're on Wii U, for clarification.
Yes, I am.
But they're pretty much identical, aren't they?
Yeah, in
I mean,
fact,
it's not the
so
huge
far, from what I could, like the way the performance issues that people were describing, I haven't experienced a lot of that. I'd almost say, without actually seeing the Switch version in action for myself, I think the Wii U might actually probably run a little bit better.
There was an update though, wasn't there? I think they fixed. Some
Yes,
of
there
the,
was,
some
because
of
I
the
went to go
issues.
launch and there was a fucking update that pushed. I couldn't have done it while I was just sitting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So far, I really like that game. It's a really good game. There's just like there's such a feeling of vastness and isolation about it. It is an open world game, but then again, I don't really treat open world games like open world games.
Right.
But they're just always kind of just saying, okay, here you got to go this point, and it's between like the Dueling Peaks mountain, and you see these 2 points in the distance. And you're like, all I need to know, like, I just need to get on the other side of that, and I'll just like chip away at that. And then en route, there's shrines and towers. It is they have like a tower system, very Ubisoft-esque. But yeah, I think I'm going to continue it. I did 2 major sittings with it. The first one, my gamepad kept on dying, which was bullshit.
Oh,
but,
jeez.
That thing, I always leave it plugged in. I fire it up and immediately plug it in.
the problem is, though, I have the charger wired behind my unit. Like it sits on a unit, which is like it's hidden away, so I can't like easily take the cable out.
Oh, yeah, like I used to have mine in the dock like that. Yeah. And then I got to like the first week, and I was like,
I should
retarded.
actually probably just eBay an extra the charger for the gamepad. I just like leave one separate. Either that or find a Pro controller, because I don't even have one of those yet.
There's a super nice like battery pack that attaches to the
I
thing.
don't like dealing with battery packs.
The Pro controller lasts like 40 hours, if I recall.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
And it's only lasts a long time.
Yeah. Remember which Wii U do you have? Do you have the white one or the black one?
The black one.
Okay. Mine came with the 2 stands. One was like the one you plug in.
Yep.
One was just like for it to
Well,
sit there, I guess.
one was an extra one. It's like, oh, so those times where the battery's not quite dead and you don't want to charge. I'm like, that never fucking happens.
I know.
Every time I use this thing, it's going back on the charger.
I use it for my Vita.
I use it
Vita
for my
sits in there.
iPhone. My iPhone sits on my desk.
All right, Matt.
What's going on?
Oh, actually, I meant to ask you, what was the last Zelda game you played? Did you play the ones on Wii?
No, I've never actually beaten another Zelda game. The last one I played was like some NES or NES or SNES or SNES
Yeah.
versions, but I've never actually completed a Zelda game.
Okay.
This is the first one, and what's really awesome about this game is they don't tell you anything. They literally wake up from what's called the Resurrection Shrine, and they just send you on your way, and you literally just start going, and you figure stuff out as you go. Like there's a boat. There's little rafts around the world that you can like just sail on. They don't ever give you a tutorial how to do it. You literally just have to figure out. Like you just pick up a big enough leaf, you find one, and you just hold it on the boat, and it will just kind of sail you where you have to go.
All right, Matt, what's new?
Slacking on the Horizon Zero Dawn. Haven't played it in like 2 weeks.
Tisk
or a week.
tisk.
Yeah.
This is going to be a Tomb Raider situation.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You need to finish that too. I'm so
I
excited.
need to start that too.
I'm so excited for our third Tomb Raider game. Even though I just last year just played Rise of the Tomb Raider.
I found the Tomb Raider game to be a bit too samey, but I have no complaints with Horizon. I just every single time I jump on, we're
Someone
usually
else
doing
is playing.
Battlefield
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
You know what I do if I ever want to like dedicate myself to a game? Just go peer offline.
I would, but if everyone's like playing Battlefield or something, I'm gonna jump on that because I also want to do that. So
If I ever want to be online or like if I ever want to play something but I don't want people to know I'm online, I'll peer offline. That's one of the best features that they've ever introduced.
It took them so long to get it on the PS4.
Yeah.
Just to have that simple functionality.
It was on the base Xbox 360.
Yeah. Yeah. If I remember, it was pretty difficult on PS3, although there wasn't the same kind of community vibe on the PS3 because there was no parties, right?
well, there was
a chat, but you could only
It was in
chat.
game, yeah.
Yes. Oh no, there was a separate like chat system.
You could go into party chat, but you could not play a game.
You could not play a
Yes,
game
yeah.
while doing that.
Right. So that was kind
That's
of
a
defeated.
bad fucking system. That is a really bad system.
It's weird that they promoted it as like this powerful thing, but then we just forgot to put RAM in it.
Or like the fact that you can't sign into more than one user at a time.
Yeah,
Like you can only sign into one user at a time.
because I would probably use more RAM then. Right?
Yeah, and I remember reading an article where like Borderlands developers had to like have a workaround in game, and like you had to sign in if you want to play co-op 2 players on one system. Like the second player had to be signed in when the game was launched.
I wonder.
And that was the only way it worked around.
I wonder what the reasoning behind making it such a closed system was. You're making it so anti-developer almost. It seems.
Well, remember it used to be able to load Linux on it. Remember that?
Yeah, but couldn't you have done that on a normal basic gaming rig?
Like a computer?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know why the PS3 didn't seem very well thought out.
It's strange. Coming off of the PS2 and going into the PS3, it's weird. Weird thing.
Is it like sort of the beginning of the end for Sony at that point though? Where it's like PlayStation's doing well now. But
Yeah.
Sony is not doing well, so like some bad decisions are obviously being made.
But
Was that the beginning of where the bad decisions started?
Maybe that's possible. Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
don't know. That was a long time ago. Like I wasn't really following what was happening with Sony headquarters. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Did you play anything else?
Mostly Battlefield. What we played something else, didn't we? Oh yes, played Civ 6.
Oh, okay.
Civ 6
And?
for the. So we were doing something stupid. I think I may have explained this before, but when you play on like a LAN, like we were playing a LAN game. You're playing a LAN game in Civ 5. You set your difficulty by setting it on your character. It's like there's your slot, and then you select, I want to play on deity or immortal or whatever. On LAN, for some reason, they have in Civ 6 they have difficulties on your characters and difficulties on the AI characters. So we were leaving those and just setting ours, and we kept beating the game super easily. So we ended up finding out that that's wrong. So we just set them all to like the second hardest, and we just steamrolled them, like just totally steamrolled them.
What the heck?
The AI, because I think what the problem is like the AI in 5 are kind of like absent, like they're not that smart. Mm-hmm. They do like the odds smart thing, and they can definitely beat you in deity, but and even lower, but like they're not like super ridiculous usually. In this game, I feel like they tried to add like a social aspect, where it's like, oh, this nation likes people who develop culture, but they don't like people who develop military. And so they'll like constantly talk to you and be like, you're developing your military? That's ludicrous. Don't do that.
Jeez.
But what I hate about that is it's like you can't, like it's almost like what Civ 5 was without the expansions, where it just always goes to war. When you have all the expansions with Civ 5, you can diplomatically win. In this game, you can, diplomatically win, but it almost always becomes, oh, I didn't like that your culture didn't develop, or I didn't like that even though you own this whole territory and I took a settler and settled into the Arctic with no resources, 3 tiles from your city, I didn't like that you settled a city near me, even though your city was set up for 2,000 years, so I'm going to attack you.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, here we go.
I wish it was more in depth, like where you could actually go in and talk to other countries about what to do about another country, and you could, I wish it was a little more. I wish you had more decision making rather than just blunt, build a building here, build a unit here. I'm going to invade this country. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
I want to feel more like a leader making actual political decisions rather than just
there's a little bit of that with the different. I don't know how you got into it, but there's different types of wars. Like you can declare religious wars and stuff, and that'll be like, oh, that won't give you a warmonger penalty and stuff like that. But even then, like, who cares about the warmonger penalty? You know what I mean? Because the guy's just gonna get mad at you about how you don't have enough sheep or something anyway. So like,
all right, I'm still chipping away at Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm having the same situation you are, where I want to play Overwatch or Battlefield or something else with you guys, and then I don't have time for the Mass Effect.
Well, Overwatch is also understandable because there's a time-limited event.
which I've been.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Have I been on mute this entire time?
No, I accidentally muted you when I did my. Sorry, go ahead.
With Overwatch, it's understandable because there's a time-limited event.
Right.
Like at the time of this recording, we only have like 3 more days.
That's horrifying.
And I've been bitching about that this week a lot. I hate the time limited stuff. I hate it. We've been doing Heroes of the Storm.
No, I don't mind it.
I don't mind Heroes of the Storm, but I hate how it's like we have to play Heroes of the Storm on this day. We have to play this game on this day.
See, I find it the opposite though. I don't find it annoying. I find it fun.
Yeah.
I find it enjoyable that I have to go and try to achieve something in a limited time.
And in fact, Ryan sent me an article saying that the very skins that we were trying to work for in Heroes of the Storm and Overwatch, they do plan on making public later.
Oh my god!
And I was like, I'm like, no, like if I'm putting in the work, like make a different skin public later, like make an alternate version of it public later.
And now it kind of gives less incentive for the Overwatch players to even try Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, let's hop into the news. Vivendi. This has been going on for I think years now, right? This Vivendi takeover?
A while, anyway.
Yeah, and so they're trying to, and they've even gone back and said we're not trying to do a takeover, but I guess reports are coming out now that they're going to be trying to do a takeover within this year. They currently own 25%.
What if they just go to like 49.5% and just
They can make a bid at 30.
Really?
Yeah, you can make a takeover bid at 30. I read, or something like that.
Goal.
Yeah, so according to French law, at 30%, it would mandate that it pursue a controlling stake in the company. Some weird French law thing, I guess. At 30%, you have to then pursue a takeover.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Which
whether that
is
means
kinda
you get like a say or what that means. I don't know what that means at all. But
Which is majority share, right? Then no one else can outvote you, really.
well, like
Although
if
I'm not
you,
sure
if
how
you only,
that
if you only have
thing's-
30%, unless no one else.
No one else
owns
might not have
30%.
30%, yeah.
So Ubisoft itself doesn't have.
Give me a second there.
What are you doing?
He didn't mute his computer, so all his dingies are going off.
Oh, my dinkies?
Dingies.
Dinkies.
Sorry.
Ding.
Sorry. Yeah. Where was I?
Hostile takeover.
So apparently there's another company that's like with Vivendi, I believe, called Havas. And together they own 60%.
Oh my god. What are they? What like? I have no sympathy. I have no sympathy for Ubisoft because unless there was a reason other than for money that they sold off more than 50%. Or like,
Well, every company does,
sold off
though.
more than 49. What's that?
Every company does, though.
That's stupid. That's a stupid idea.
No,
Unless
but most of the time you sell it to your executives and the board members, so it's still in control of the company. But then as things shift and change,
but are
and
you
people
that
sell
desperate
and,
for money though?
Yes, that literally going public is what makes companies go from a small time thing to a huge company.
Absolutely. But even that 49% is worth a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah,
So like, work with that. Like I've always hated like when a company is like, oh, we're gonna go and grow like crazy, and then like they open themselves up to this. They know they're opening themselves up to a potential takeover, and then it's like, oh, we're being taken over. Help us. You knew this was gonna happen.
You know what'd be awesome is if Vivendi takes them over and just shuts them down.
That's-
Literally just shuts everything down. And I'm like, that sounds kind of appealing though. Just kind of just like it kind of just like silences that area of the game industry and just kind of creates a room for others.
That would be very disruptive, I feel.
I would welcome
But
it.
it is my worry, though. Not that they'll shut them down, but Vivendi apparently is not doing well financially, and that's why they've been doing a lot of acquisitions over the last few years. They're trying to find ways to make money, and Ubisoft, I believe, makes money. So they're trying to buy them. So I don't want them to buy Ubisoft. You know, slap on their debt onto Ubisoft, and then the whole thing collapses, and Vivendi goes down, and I don't want it to hurt what Ubisoft produces, and I feel like it will.
But yeah, but what Ubisoft produces is kind of at to begin with.
They had their good and bad years, though.
Yeah, right now they're in their bad years.
Yeah. So I imagine good years will come back, but
Maybe.
will it under Vivendi? I don't know.
Yeah, but a big thing with companies too, and like I think Vivendi is like a conglomerate, so I don't know what their
they are,
intention
yeah.
is. But like a big thing with companies too is to do that, just buy companies, shut down.
But not something as big as Ubisoft, though. That's never happened, really.
I'm sure it's happened at some point. I don't have a specific example, but I'm sure that someone's been like,
Well,
I'm way bigger.
Sure, maybe.
Goodbye. Like,
Maybe, but yeah, but I don't know. Apparently, they're the CEOs of Ubisoft really don't want this either. They've been trying to buy shares and sell it for cheap to the employees and stuff, doing everything they can.
Well, why? I get part of buying shares, but why sell them back? Why sell them away to other people? Like, why not just retain
Because
them?
they themselves can't buy more. They can only buy what they can afford.
this is what I mean: is they like outgrew themselves,
Yeah.
which is probably what the position a lot of companies are in. But if you want to hold on to yourself, maybe you shouldn't do that.
What's funny about a lot of those startups, though, they kind of just start up to be sold to a company.
Yeah. That's because like there's 10 people,
Yeah.
and they'll just bail out.
Apparently, Beats tried to sell to Netflix before Apple, something like that.
Why
So
did
they were clearly
Netflix?
looking for a buyer.
I don't believe like I really hate the term startup because it's so broad. Like Beats, when it sold, was a legitimate company.
Yeah.
It was not like, oh, this is still in startup. Meanwhile, Joe Blow in his garage is still a startup. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you're not in the same category.
Yeah, I think Beats was sold for like a few billion, I think.
That's the
yeah,
thing,
that's
like,
not really a startup
you're not
anymore.
a startup. You're smaller, but you're not a startup.
Yeah.
It's insane that like you said a few billion.
I think so. Don't quote me. It was a long time ago.
Is it me or did Disney buying Star Wars for $4 billion seem too little money?
Yes, because even if they didn't produce another movie, they would have made their money back within 4 or 5 years. It's because of the merchandising that Star Wars produces is like $1 billion a year.
It's like I feel like there should have been a fucking zero slapped onto that at the very least.
A zero?
Yeah. No, like
40 billion?
yeah, maybe. Maybe half that, maybe 20. Like $4 billion does not sound like a lot. When like, oh yeah, like this company was just sold for $2 billion. And this company here was sold for $3.5 billion. And like Star Wars was sold to Disney for $4 billion. It's like I feel like
that's a franchise. It ain't a company.
I feel like that should be way more.
If it's a franchise,
It should be in the
company,
double
though, man.
digits for sure.
It could have been, but I mean George Lucas was looking to sell it too. Do you know what I mean?
Who bought LucasArts, or was that also Disney?
LucasArts is gone.
Lucas is gone.
Wait, you're talking
Lucasfilm.
Lucasfilm or LucasArts?
I don't know.
Lucasfilm is bought by Disney. LucasArts was dissolved.
Okay, so Disney didn't just purchase.
They purchased Lucasfilm.
Okay, they purchased the whole company.
So they have the Indiana Jones rights and the Star Wars rights.
Yeah, so
and
Fox,
whatever else.
So Fox
Lucasfilm
lost
made.
Star Wars and Paramount lost Indiana Jones.
And Indiana Jones 5 just got a release date 20. Was it 2020?
Yeah,
There's a date.
he's not going to be alive by then. Like,
And if he is, it's gonna be old.
oh, he was old on the last one. That was 2007. He was old on the last one, and there's going to be a 13-year difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A 13-year difference
And seeing Harrison
between
Ford
old and whatever next they're going to.
and seeing Harrison Ford run in The Force Awakens was not good. He looked like he was frail and couldn't really be as active.
He's old. Like,
Yeah, so you shouldn't be playing Indiana Jones anymore.
Unless they just like.
why don't they just stop? They just stop.
Wait,
making Indiana Jones
wait,
films.
need money.
Wait. Have they officially said that Harrison Ford is doing Indiana Jones 5?
Yeah, Indiana Jones and Spielberg directing.
They should have just gone the guy who's doing the Han Solo film and just said, "Guess what? You're doubling up, bud." Go
That would
to
have been awesome for him, eh?
when you clock out of this set, you're gonna go next door to the other one, change your outfit.
Yeah. That would be an amazing
Gig
career
for
for
him,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. But anyway, there you have it. Good luck, Ubisoft. Call of Duty World War II, or excuse me, WW2 was announced.
World War II?
Have you watched the trailer, Adriano? Did you see it at all?
Nope.
I watched it live. Matt, you watched it.
And I really don't give a shit.
What did you think, Matt?
As he's yawning about it. It's a shitty game series.
I don't give a fuck about a Call of Duty game. And like somebody bought me a Call of Duty game once as a gift. I was like, "Oh, thank you." It's like I'm never gonna.
He just hucked it right in the garbage. Right
No,
in front
it's
of them.
sitting on my shelf. I have it. I'm keeping it.
The story's good. Which one was it? Do you remember?
Black Ops, I think.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I thought it was a good deal.
Yeah.
Oh no, not the story on that one. I don't like the story on that one.
The campaign's good though.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't matter.
Anyway, what do you think of the WW2 trailer?
It looked good, but it didn't blow me away.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what I asked for, but I was expecting more. Like, I just wanted it to go back to World War II, but I was kind of expecting them to go like, oh, we're going to have buildings exploding and this, that, and the other thing. This just looks like a next-gen Call of Duty that is in World War II, which, I mean...
Yeah, and I think the problem is, like, they're saying, like, oh, we had World War II fatigue back in the day when the Call of Duty was World War II. That's why we moved on to Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
And then now they're saying, oh, we're fatigued of modern and future warfare, so we're going back to World War II. But it's like, I'm still tired of just seeing the same old things. Oh, they're storming a beach. Oh, there's a bunch of planes flying in formation. There's guys parachuting. There's a tank blowing up another tank. It's the same stuff we've seen forever. And not just in games, but in movies and TV shows and, you know?
Well, the thing that I always hated about Call of Duty games is, like, so, like, I don't know if you played COD 2 or remember it, really.
Yeah.
But COD 2 tried to, like, open it up. And it would be like, there'd be like, you know, like a little scripted part, and then it'd be like, fuck, we got to take this town. And then you'd be given, like, you know, objectives A through whatever, and those are the houses. So you could run around the village, taking over the town in your order wherever you want to go, which was really cool. But it seems like, and I don't know whether this game's going to have, this is really see a trailer, but from what we've seen, it looks like it's going to go back to that, like, traditional, like, oh, you're, like, this always happens. You're in the landing craft, like, on D-Day. And then you hear, like, you know, like the plane go by and it's shooting, and then another landing craft gets hit by something. Then it goes into all shell shock mode because another landing craft hits you, and then you fall into the water, and there's people being shot in the water.
Your Sarge picks you up,
and then someone picks you up, or you like crawl, and then it's like, and you come out of it, and it's like, we gotta get up the beach.
Yeah.
You know, and it's always that, and I'm kind of like, I would almost want it because it's next gen to be dynamic. Like, sure, they want to have this whole, like, brotherhood thing. That's what they said. They want you to know the characters and stuff. Fine, but I want the gameplay to be sort of like, storm this beach. It can happen in any way. The AI is going to try to fight you.
That'd be really cool, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
if you could actually plan your own D-Day launch. But, however, they do want this more accurate, they said. It seems like they're going back to actually following a platoon as it travels across Europe.
Right.
And they said they don't want this to be a greatest hits of World War II. So they're not going to do, like they're not going to do Africa. They're not going to do the Pacific. They're just going to do the Europe invasion, you know?
Yeah.
And they're going to follow one group on one mission.
That's sort of what COD 3 did, and I liked that.
But didn't COD 3 jump around? We were in Africa in COD 3, weren't we?
Not in COD 3. That was COD 2. COD 2.
That was COD 2?
COD 2, you're in Africa. You did the big tank battle.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. But no, that's cool. I don't mind following the platoon. I don't like the little cinematic bits that always happen, like the crashes and they being pulled.
It looks
out
like
of the
we've
water.
seen it before, yeah.
And it's always that. And then, like, they showed a part where everyone's sitting on tanks. There's a platoon of tanks. You know exactly what's going to happen. Someone's going to say a cliffhanger statement. It's going to be like, man, I really wish the Germans on the left side went over there.
Yeah.
You know?
Or say something emotional like, I can't wait to get back and see my son again. And then
he gets shot right there. And then the medic can't save him. And, you know.
But I'm still excited to what I think I wanted more from this trailer. They showed a lot of explosions and stuff because that's what the Call of Duty fans, I guess, enjoy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They want that big action set pieces and big campaigns and stuff. But I wish it followed. I wish it was more of a story trailer than a, you know, wow us with explosion trailer. I think it would have made more of an impact. You know.
Yes, but I wonder if they're.
Now that's not their really their audience either necessarily. So
No, but I wonder if there's actually, like, they say there is, but I wonder if there actually isn't a ridiculous amount of that.
Yeah.
So like if they were to show us it, they would have showed us like a scene of each bit. I don't know. Because they said they want us to get to know the platoon and the guys there and everything.
No, I do remember that from the original Call of Duties. Is I remember I would remember the guys' names who were in my squad or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I would feel something when they died. You know, that was lost on me after Modern Warfare. I didn't care about anyone, and
Yeah, it's just
So hopefully they can get back to that in terms of creating characters would be nice.
I also want to see what the multiplayer is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wonder if they're just gonna do the traditional Call of Duty multiplayer. Like I'm still gonna purchase the game, but I don't like that it's just gonna be the traditional. Like Battlefield always seems to try to push the bar. Like Operations are sort of like pushing the bar. Like it's like a big fucking war.
Not only that, this feels much different than Battlefield 4.
Yes,
It feels vastly different.
it feels like it's. I mean, it has some matchmaking bugs and stuff like that, but like when you get into a game, it's rather like it's really polished. I'd say the gameplay is.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't I don't know, I don't really want to do the 12-player matches anymore. Of just like I'm not gonna run around. This guy's gonna hide in a corner, and he's gonna have like a mirror that's his perk on like a knife because it's World War II,
Yeah.
and that's his heartbeat sensor, and he's gonna know where I am. And he's gonna shoot, and then you know what I mean. I'm fatigued of that like competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I'm gonna check all these corners. I want like the grand battle where it's like we're gonna take this town. If we can't take the buildings, we're just gonna level them like in Battlefield.
Call of Duty always felt every man for themselves.
Absolutely.
Whereas Battlefield honestly feels like you're working with your team to get to that objective.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's just because of the squads or what that is. And maybe it's just the size of how many like people are playing.
Yeah.
And they did release one image of the multiplayer. It was a little tease. It was like 3 or 4 seconds, and it just showed this beach, and they're called headquarters, and it's like a communal area where a bunch of players can just walk around and do whatever. They haven't told us anything about it.
Oh, you can actually walk around.
Yeah.
I thought because I remember you briefly mentioning it, and I thought it was like there was a beach, but it was like cinematic. It was like a cinematic, but people's names would appear. Whoever was like in the server, you know what I mean?
It was just literally just like we were on like a little cliff, and like we were just looking down at the beach, and it was just sort of people walking around and a bunch of people standing there and stuff, and all their names are on top of their heads, all their gamer tags and stuff.
If they do something like Operations, I'm definitely interested. My only problem,
It doesn't seem very Call of Duty though.
It doesn't seem very Call of Duty. Well, I mean, they could always have a mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't seem very Call of Duty. But I think the destruction adds a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
And it kind of sucks when it's like I'm gonna like empty like a mortar or whatever into a building and it's just gonna be unscathed.
Could they really do that though? That's kind of Battlefield's thing, the destructibility. Could they really go that far and just copy that?
I wouldn't even like destruction's such a general thing. Like I mean, you're destroying things on a battlefield. Sure, Battlefield the series had it first, but I'm sure they could do it without getting really in trouble.
Yeah. All right, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, they're going to be announcing more multiplayer stuff at E3. They confirmed that during the presentation.
Right.
So I guess we'll see. And they have a zombies mode as well.
Oh, right,
of
yeah.
course.
And a private beta.
If you pre-order, I guess if you pre-order any edition, you get into the beta.
Okay.
And they do have they have different tiers of different things you can get. There's multiple editions, rather.
Do we know what that stuff is yet? Or I know you can get a hat at EB Games here.
Right. Digital Deluxe Edition comes with a game season pass and more.
Okay, so they're not quite.
There's also a GameStop exclusive for the Pro Edition, which contains the season pass and a special steelbook case. Yeah.
Do any of them come with an NES Classic
No.
Edition?
I think
Because I fucking pre-order that.
I think I might pre-order the one with the season pass.
You're going to go that far?
I want the maps. Yeah.
You don't even know what that is.
Yeah. It's in World War II, man. I'm gonna play the shit out of it.
You didn't even play the last 2 Call of Duties, right?
Because it wasn't in the right time period for me. I like World War II, World War I games. If you notice, I'm amazing even to this day at COD 2. Like I'll fight any one of you, including the audience. I'll fight you 1v1 me, right? But if once we get past COD 3 and we get to COD 4, I'm abysmal. I'm bad at the other Battlefields. Battlefield 1 comes out, I'm always getting like 50 kills.
I wonder if that's a mental thing though, because I don't know if that's a gameplay thing.
I think
Like,
it's
why are
because
you
I
better
want
at-
to win. I
Right.
want to win because we've learned all this stuff in like history class and stuff. So I want to win. I want to fight the enemy.
Like I wonder if we reskinned Infinite Warfare to look like World War II.
I'd probably be amazing.
Whether
at it.
you'd be, that'd be pretty funny.
Except that I'd have
Yeah.
a heartbeat sensor and be like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah. All right, let's move on so Adriano can join the conversation.
Hello.
Did you mute him again?
No. So the Xbox boss, what's his name? Phil Spencer?
Phil Spencer.
I always want to say Phil Spector.
Phil Spector.
Yeah. And he was talking in a conversation with The Guardian, and he touched on a few things about Microsoft and where they're headed, especially with for the first-party lineup and doing more story-driven narrative games and working with smaller developers interested in creating service-based games. Now, if you don't know what service-based games are, they're games like Destiny, which have support longer than just the initial release.
Okay.
So also think like Division, where they're adding new features and stuff.
Basically,
with the updates.
basically MMO support format.
Essentially, yeah. And I guess he's kind of interested in this, in creating something for this, because he went on to say, and I'm not sure what the Netflix subscription model is. I guess it has to do with their Game Pass.
I think that's what they're talking about.
They're trying to figure out how single player games work in a Game Pass type situation. You know, it makes sense for a service based game because you're constantly paying, and so you're getting more content for that game. Single player game, it's like boom, done, move on. You know,
so they're having trouble with the single player one. That seems like
no, they're trying to see where it fits into their Game Pass model.
So I thought the Game Pass model was just like there's just gonna be a collection of games, whether it's the support, the MMO support. I can't forget what was the word you used.
Service based.
Service based, whether it's the service based games or the single player based games, and then they go away or come back or whatever, like Netflix.
Yeah.
So what are they having trouble with?
It's a little confusing. I don't have all the details here. It wasn't in the article. But I'll read you just a quote from Phil Spencer. He says, "I've looked at things like Netflix and HBO where great content has been created because there's a subscription model." And then he was talking about Shannon Loftus, who is Xbox first-party publishing game manager. They were thinking a lot about, well, could we put story-based games into Xbox Game Pass business model because you have a subscription going? It would mean you wouldn't have to deliver the whole game in 1 month. You could develop and deliver the game as it goes. Now, that kind of scares me a bit.
Yeah, that sounds fucking terrifying.
That sounds almost like a...
that feels like a cut-and-run situation waiting to happen.
That seems like the Steam where you can like just support an indie game as they're developing it, you know?
Like an early access?
Yeah, that's right. So that's what he mentions there. He goes on to say, the audience for those big story-driven games, I won't say it isn't as large, but they're not as consistent. You'll have things like Zelda or Horizon Zero Dawn that'll come out, and they'll do really well, but they don't have the same impact that they used to have, because the big service-based games are capturing such a large amount of the audience. Sony's first-party studios do a lot of these games, and they're good at them, but outside of that, it's difficult. They're becoming more rare. It's a difficult business decision for those teams. You're fighting into more headwind.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, really, if you were a major Division player, and you bought the season pass, and then you played it since launch basically, and kept leveling up characters and whatnot, you would be well off financially. You would save a hell of a lot of money than if you bought a game every 2 months, or whatever. Like Horizon Zero Dawn will last me less time than the Division has.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just because for me, and because he also mentioned Zelda, because it's funny because you're playing Horizon and I'm playing Zelda,
Mm-hmm.
but because once I beat Zelda, that thing's getting retired. I don't plan on buying the season pass at all for that thing. But Division, I'm constantly going back to. In fact, the other night, Matt, what did I buy?
You bought the season pass.
I bought the season pass.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I think he's got a point there.
But I'm not sure what the point he's making when it related to the Game Pass situation. Does he not want single-player-based games in that collection? Because
I don't think
you're paying a subscription on it, but then you're not getting any more from it. Do you know what I mean?
I think what he's what he's trying to say is those service-based games, though, people keep coming back for. Those single-player experiences is once you're done, you're done. So I think he may be trying to figure a way how to get people to keep coming back to those single-player games.
Well, the way I
But they also said that it would also be a rotating catalog. So those games
games could go away.
These games will go away. The games that are there on the Xbox Pass system are not going to be there in 3 months.
Well, the way I interpret it, and like I am like assuming, I'm filling in some blanks here, but like if there's a rotating library, like what you're saying, the rotating library will more than likely be the single player games, but the rotating library will not include games like Destiny. If Destiny is in there, I assume he wants that to stay. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering if he's saying like, if you're paying $20 a month or whatever it is, and there's Destiny's in there and it's in there forever, and then Destiny 2 comes in there, and that like more and more of these games, not just Destiny, but games that are service based, come in there. I wonder if he's like worried that, first of all, it's unfair to just suddenly drop a game that people are still playing the shit out of. But in the same breath, you're getting like that $20 a month. You're getting like such a large value that it may not become profitable for them anymore.
For Microsoft,
I'm wondering if that's the question.
$20 American. It's gonna be like 28 Canadian.
No, they'll probably eat it. Microsoft usually eats it.
Really?
Yeah. So, like, I wonder, like, you know what I mean? Like, I wonder if that's his concern. Because he's saying like these subscription based games. Because what I think is probably going to happen here is like if you you pay your $20. If I only play Destiny's going to get X amount of my subscription cost because I played that. And so what he's saying is like because of that, and I kept playing Destiny over and over and over again, and more stuff came out and I kept playing it, they're getting repeated amounts of money. You know what I mean? Like from my Game Pass, or even if I just bought it outright, they're getting repeated amounts of money.
For not doing anything.
Exactly. Whereas Horizon Zero Dawn, let's say it was on Xbox hypothetically, and I played it, they would get repeated amounts of money from me for the month I played it, assuming that's how it works. Every time they play, they get a nickel or whatever. And then I quit, and I'm going to play it again.
I'm still very confused on what the business model is for Netflix or Apple Music or Spotify or any of these subscription-based things that are based on views. Is it when you sign up?
I don't even know if it's necessarily based on views.
But how else? I think it is. I think it's based on how many times you listen or view it.
Because I think maybe with iTunes. I don't think with Netflix though.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Netflix.
I don't think Netflix.
At least with Apple Music though, you're paid on views. Because I have an album up on Apple Music, and I can actually see this song made 0.0005 cents this week or whatever, right? But what I'm wondering is, like, let's say the entire world just said, okay, we're all going to stream this song today. You know what I mean? Do they allocate most of that $10 subscription from everyone to that song and take away money from the people who didn't get as many listens?
Yeah, I don't. For me, if I were to, I don't think so. I think it would be.
I think it's per your usage. Like I
don't even think that.
But like, okay, so hypothetically, if I open up Netflix, maybe okay.
Well, let me put it this way. Let me just explain my thing here.
Okay,
I think I have a better way of explaining what I'm trying to get at. Let's just say I'm the one subscriber.
Okay.
And I pay $10 for the 1 month.
Okay.
And I listen to more than $10 worth of music.
Yeah.
Are they not losing out now?
I think the share starts going down.
That's why I don't think they're doing it based on a view. I think what a lot of people are going for, a lot of people are doing with the Netflix model. I think it's just they're just paying a upfront cost to the production company or the distributor to have it for X amount of time, regardless. Because in the end,
but they can't be paying money out to 40 million songs on Apple Music.
Yeah, that's and even on Netflix's thing, there's a shit ton of stuff
They're not paying it out to 40 million songs. They're paying it out to the record labels. So if they go to Sony and say, "Hey, we're gonna pay you X amount of money for all your songs in your pop hip hop genre. Then we're gonna pay you X amount for all your songs in your country genre line." And then they do that for each genre for X amount of months. And then at the end of those months, everything gets renegotiated again.
I don't know because we're not on a label, and we get paid per listen.
There you go.
Then you guys might. Well, I'm not necessarily might be per label. Might be like you guys might fall underneath like a different category. But
maybe there is a per view and a per label. Maybe.
Yeah, but like in the end, like again, Netflix needs to make money in the end.
Right.
So if you're paying $10 a month and you watch this one item and Netflix has to pay this company $10, what is Netflix coming away with? So I'm seeing it as Netflix just pays them X amount for this long, and they get to renew it or renegotiate it at the end or let it go. and as many people watch it as is what happens, because then Netflix has made their money based off the subscribers. The distributor or the studio, whether it be ABC or Paramount or whoever, gets their small cut, and then Netflix can use the money to fund their own projects like Stranger Things or House of Cards or whatever the fuck they want.
I would love to see what's actually happening, because I'm still very confused how you take a finite amount of money, and dish it across a potential
For me,
much
like,
larger amount of people.
For me, it seems like the easiest way to do an upfront flat rate to the company, and for you to make the rest off later.
Right. Okay, and finally, he was also asked about Xbox's first-party lineup, and he says, right now the focus is really on the content that we're building. I know I get some community pushback on our first-party slate and what position we're in, and I want to say to people that same level of commitment you felt from myself and from the team as we've evolved the platform over the last 3 years, as we've evolved service over the last 3 years, as we've evolved and innovated hardware over the last 3 years, is going on with our first party. I don't want to go and pre-announce a bunch of things, but we're upping our investment. There's no doubt about that. So
Yeah, no, he seems there is a genuine feel about him.
he definitely
He definitely wants things to get back on track, and he's trying to do, because he was the one that introduced the backwards compatibility feature, right?
He saved the Xbox, really.
Yeah. And I
gets shit
am
done.
interested in seeing when he has like when he starts to follow through on a lot of these, how Xbox bounces back, because he's got heart.
What I also love is that he doesn't necessarily criticize. He actually congratulates Sony on their great titles and stuff. Like he even mentioned talking about Horizon Zero Dawn and Zelda.
Yeah.
And
He
saying that they're
probably
good.
plays a PS4.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure all the executives, or at least the ones making decisions, like are looking and evaluating the PS4 and stuff. You know? What I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd probably be a fun day when like the PS4 Pro comes out and the Xbox go buy it or however they obtain one and just start tearing it.
Oh my
apart
god,
and
no,
stuff.
corporate espionage. They have that thing in their lab months before it's even released.
Right.
They have
Under the
those plans
blueprints,
already laid out. Somebody's already stolen them.
All right, so hopefully we'll see some stuff at E3 about where their first party titles are
Oh
going.
my god, E3's coming up.
It's pretty close.
When's the Game
Oh,
Pass?
I don't know that I'd be available.
I don't know.
Are we doing like the whole viewing thing again?
I'll do it.
yeah.
I don't know if there's a Saturday one, right? There's a EA's is on Saturday, right?
Oh,
They're doing the pre.
There's no
yeah.
Saturday one, is there?
Yeah,
well, EA is not part of E3.
They're not. They're doing it the Saturday just before, and they're doing.
Why is it rolling backwards? What is happening
I
here?
don't know.
And technically, if I remember from past years, E3 never really started until the Tuesday.
Yeah, or the Monday, I think, or something.
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah.
No, it was the Tuesday because the conferences ended, and then it was the next day when the press actually got into the showroom floors and started doing stuff. Anyway,
What are they doing? What are they doing?
What do you mean? What are they doing?
Why do they keep rolling back?
I don't know. It's weird. I think they're all trying to get in front of each other.
Oh,
But-
you're doing Saturday? I'm going to do Friday of the previous week.
I feel like
come on.
I feel like to me, I would want the last spot like Sony has, because that's the last thing everyone remembers, and that's what everyone's talking about as they go onto the show floor.
Yeah.
They seem like they're the best spot to me.
Sony just like sits there and lets everyone fight over the beginning. They're like, well, I was going to sit here.
Yeah. And well, Nintendo even had the Tuesday before, right? When they had an actual
I think
conference.
so. Yeah. Nintendo's not doing one this year.
They have a direct though, right?
Yeah.
They said they're not doing an E3 live presentation
But a direct
this year.
doesn't have to be live. The
I
directs
only
are
read a
filmed.
tweet, so do not quote me on that.
Was it from Reggie?
I don't know.
All right, Matt. Ask your query corner question, please.
He does not remember.
I may have forgotten it. Wait, let me reformulate it.
Can you?
Can you majigger your brain there?
Yeah.
Oh yes. Okay, I got it. Okay. With more things coming out on subscription basis. Okay. Now I've stated before I'm for subscriptions, but my position
And we
is
said
changing.
before we're against.
My position is changing slightly. But anyway, for games that are, it's weird that we were talking about service-based games, but I was going to use specifically the Division and I guess Destiny now. I'll use that as an example. For games that continually have support, would you be more willing to, instead of saying, you pay $80 for the game and then you pay whatever, 80, 60, whatever it is for the season pass, and sometimes there's multiple seasons, would you be more willing to say, I'll buy it digitally, but I won't actually pay anything up front, and I'll pay $15 a month, but then if I stop paying that $15 a month, I'm not allowed to play the game anymore?
Yeah, I would do that. Yeah,
You would rather do that?
Mm-hmm.
You'd rather have the subscription on that?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Adriano? just doing the grunt.
No,
I mean, if we were to add it up, we've been playing the Division for over a year now.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
15 times 12, at least 12, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. That's more money than the game
but
costs plus the season pass,
but my
right?
problem is
I'm doing the math. Let me
do the math.
Let me do the math here.
well, 12 times 12 would be 140.
Look at this guy.
So 15 times 12 would be 176.
180.
Yeah, it's more.
Close
Look
money.
at that. Wow. Human computer over here.
My problem with that though is that I'm either I'm either going to force myself to play a game longer to get my money out of it, or I'm going to die off quick, or I'm going to like
Quit playing.
quit
quickly.
playing.
No, but like hypothetically, the pricing scheme stays the same, but there is a subscription option.
I mean, it's no different than MMOs. When I got SOTOR, the game was free at that time.
Yeah.
And I paid $15 a month until I was done playing it.
But the thing is, though, is it is different in that case because in that case it was free to play, and then there was a paid option. I'm saying that if the Division, Destiny comes out and you have to choose right now,
It being
subscription or not.
it being free to play made no difference to me because I was always planning to subscribe.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it does make a difference to a degree because you get to try it.
In the initial trial of it, yes.
I don't know. For me, I like to own the games. I like to be able to play it on and off whenever I want. If I have a subscription, I feel like I'm forced to play it. Also, I would also want to own it because I'm already paying a subscription to be able to play that game in the form of PlayStation
And-
Plus.
Another
that's
thing,
true.
if you just get nostalgic one day, say 5 years down the road, and what, you're going to pay $15 just to play the game again?
Yeah, that's what you'd have to do. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and then the servers won't be up, and then you just like, oh,
Yeah.
we can't find the activation page. That 404 that page you need to activate it, so you can't do it anymore. It's like, all right, well,
Yeah.
fuck you all then. Yeah, I'd own it because I'm already paying a subscription on
Right.
PlayStation Plus
Yeah.
to play that game.
Like I just wonder whether because I think what we would see if that sort of payment model came out is you would see like exclusives. You would see like, oh, this is a subscription exclusive. Get this exclusive. What are those vehicles in Destiny? The gliding things, the things that you ride, like the
Speeder bikes.
Sure, the speeder. Get like an exclusive paint job for your speeder. Get an exclusive skin for your character. Get an
None of
exclusive-
that shit. The skin maybe, but not like the paint, the camo skins like on the Division. I've never equipped a single one. None of that shit appeals to
on
me.
your gun.
Yeah,
Mine are all Nerf colors.
I know. I could see you from all the way down the block. You
I'll
just.
tell you this, though. If I have a tan like scope, I will make my gun tan just so it matches.
Nah,
But I don't particularly like the colors. You know what I mean?
I don't like
make
that.
It,
I don't like that you can't paint the scopes.
I'll make it like a camo that would actually be used. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about any of that.
Jeez.
Yeah,
And on a side note, then,
Overwatch is different.
okay, no Overwatch. On a side note, then, I will concede to your point, Adriano, from a few episodes ago about the subscriptions, because I think now I think there's too many subscriptions.
There were too many subscription a couple episodes ago too.
No, but like if
Hasn't
you're
changed
talking
much.
if you're talking stuff that you use every day, like Office 365 or like this Game Pass thing that's going to come out, you're going to use your Xbox every day or whatever.
But see, I don't know that I'm going to use my Xbox every
But
day.
you also just sent me that article that if you bought Office, you're going to be losing your cloud services
After a certain amount of
unless you
years.
subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
Wait,
you-
wait, what?
If you buy a perpetual license, so Office 2016, I believe it is. There's a
Yeah.
cutoff date, and they'll disable your cloud services. Your Office will no longer be connected to the cloud.
It is
on a
5
perpetual
years,
license.
but it's still going to go away.
Yeah, there's an
Wait,
EOL on
wait,
the offices.
Wait, what do you mean cut off from the cloud?
You won't be able to
right now
save
you
documents
can-
to the cloud.
Yeah, you can't. Well, I think you still could if you saved it. I don't know how that works.
Couldn't you save it and then just put it in your OneDrive?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why can't I just I have OneDrive? Like, I can save in my Office. In my Word, I can save directly to OneDrive. Like, it never has to go into the directory.
No, but that thing you just said will probably be gone. I don't know all the details perfectly, but one of the things that I'm sure will be gone will be the collaboration tools. You know how like in Google Docs you can both be editing and you can see where the person's cursor is and what they're writing? That is in Word and that will probably be disconnected.
I don't think that's too bad then.
Unless you what? You pay more?
Unless you pay for, I guess, another perpetual license or sign up for Office 365.
Collaborates on Microsoft Word anyways. If you collaborate,
I'm sure companies do.
If you're collaborating, you're using Google Drive. Like that's
not companies.
I don't know. Like
companies would use Microsoft.
You're banking on that working all the time, and like I'm a single user, and my thing doesn't even work all the time. I got to fight with Microsoft Word today.
But regardless, a company who like has like the enterprise licenses and stuff, I'm sure would use that.
I don't know. I know of an animation studio in Toronto which just uses Google Drive.
But regardless of those trendy companies, I agree with your thing now because I was looking through like 2 or 3 services I was interested in, and each one of them was like, oh, this is $30 a month. This is $19 a month. This is $30 a month. I'm like, really? I'm going to use this thing like once a fucking week. $30 a month?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Make it. If you want me to subscribe to it, give me an option to buy it outright, but make the subscription better. Make the subscription more appealing to me and make me want it. But don't take it away and say, like, this is your only option. Make me pound on the door and say, I want the subscription. Then you have me.
Well, I think there's that. You definitely need the incentives. But I think one of the major problems with subscriptions is if it's for something you're not using a lot, the subscription, you don't get the value of it. Like I was looking at like I write for a website and like the guy suggested I should use Grammarly rather than use like regular
don't use Grammarly.
Well, whatever. So
I'll explain after why you shouldn't use Grammarly.
I gave it a try. I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. And then it was like, oh, there's a couple things you can fix with premium. So I'm like, all right, I'll just go take a look, see how much it is, sort of thing. And I think it's like $19 a month.
Here's the thing,
or something like that.
Those Grammarly like premium options are on Microsoft Word for free. You just have to go turn them on. By default, Microsoft Word only turns on like 3 of the 20 grammar options, but you can slide up the like
intensity.
Yeah, the intensity of their grammar thing. And
well,
you could just get that in Microsoft Word for free.
But like whatever, like I was just like trying
don't get grammar.
And it's just weird. Like it sucks that like something that you wouldn't use, like Lightroom. Like I'm not gonna go edit photos every day, but like if I go take photos on an afternoon,
Lightroom. If it was like if I could just have Lightroom for $5 a month, I would do that just on the basis of the sync. Just so that
I can see
that anything I dump into my Lightroom cloud is just available to me on any device, and I can just go. And any picture I take on my phone is just automatically there.
Now, to be fair, because you're using their cloud service, you're kind of paying for the fact that you're using their service constantly because there's something in their server.
Yeah,
but like because I wouldn't edit photos.
If there was no cloud and it was just editing, I wouldn't do that. No,
but because I wouldn't be editing photos all the time, I would rather pay $100 and to just have like Lightroom 2016 or whatever.
But you also have a free version of Lightroom you can use.
The mobile versions.
The mobile versions is completely free. There's no sync, but you can use it for free.
But I'd rather. But if I'm editing a photo, I'd rather do it on my desktop or on a computer.
Yeah, but fuck, free is free. I think you can also use the website version for free too.
Okay.
I think you can also use it in browser.
Oh, that's all right.
I think, and they might have disconnected that one.
But there's our 2 cents, I guess, on subscriptions.
Yeah, I convinced Matt of something.
Well, the additional cost to Matt's life convinced him.
Well, now it's a partial thing. Things that you use all the time, subscriptions are good.
Yeah, like Netflix, I use fucking every day. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Like I think people are just like the subscription is just like the trend right now, and.
Why? Yeah, but you're not going to give that up.
I think it will burst at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. It is absolutely going to burst, and like there's going to be a company out there that is just going to like one day like the advertising feature of their products going to be like no subscription required. Just buy it outright. It's yours indefinitely, and like that is going to be the appeal of that product, not necessarily the product itself.
It's going to be like the sales tagline.
And then yes, that's going to be it. And then all the companies going to be like, oh, this is new. We never considered this before. Instead of like charging somebody for it, let's just like give it to them, and they'll just like come running to us. And then like all the companies are going to go do it, and then we're going to like revert back to the actual purchasing of products, and then they'll revert back again.
I wonder what the very first subscription service was. Who was the first like business to come out with that?
Definitely like cable and TV.
Barring stuff like that, barring like utilities and insurance and stuff like that. What was the first like non-essential, thing?
The original Xbox Live.
I'd say anything that gave you like unlimited access to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can't think of an exact example, but like maybe like a stock photo site or something did it. Probably.
Maybe. I would almost say, did Palladium ever have the unlimited play cards?
I don't
Or
know.
was there always a limit on the card? Because if they ever had an unlimited card, I would almost say that.
But I'm sure there was something long ago, back in the day,
Maybe.
100 years ago, some subscription thing.
No. Back then it was all about ownership. You had to own it.
No, but I'm
That
sure
was-
someone tried it. At least one person somewhere was trying to get their snake oil out on a subscription basis.
the tonics.
Yeah. All right, that's it for episode 172. You can find this on iTunes and the YouTube. Also,
Matt. By the way, sorry to interrupt.
doing my outro here.
What?
Doing my outro here. Jeez.
Yeah, that can wait. All the title cards are in the G drive.
Okay.
Just
Why is this public information?
no, just because you're asking for them.
All right.
Did you know that?
I did not.
Okay.
All right.
They're all there. 172.
All righty. Thank you.
Yeah, on our YouTube channel, you can also find our Let's Play series. Currently ongoing is The Evil Within.
Some app reviews.
App reviews. The podcast is there. And,
Google Play Music.
Oh, yeah. The podcast is also on the Google Play Music. And give us ratings and comments on each respective platform. And
Find us on the Facebooks too.
Yeah, and the Twitter.
Yeah.
And I think our Instagram's dead, but that's all right.
Instagram's too hard to like
I know.
automate
Yeah,
because like
yeah.
you schedule everything and then it's like, oh, can't schedule my Instagram.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, so yeah, we'll see you guys next week in the next episode.
Peace.